Good morning,ค่ะ Dr. Robin. How are you today?
Hi, very good. How are you guys?
Yeah,
Great.
we great every morning like this on Voice of the Nation. Welcome to our program, ค่ะ So we really glad that you're here, Dr. Robin Tanti, Director of Digital Center for People Empowerment, Thai San Thai Party. So the topic that we choose today about decentralization and decentralized government and centralized government is kind of like a hot issue that people talking like in many years already, but nothing changed and nothing happened. So, Dr. Rubin, as your background, could you give us briefly like what is the good thing or bad thing, like pro and cons of decentralized and centralized government?
Okay. Actually, in the old world, you can see that most of the organization or the system is centralized, right? Because of the centralized system is a structure and rely on individual person or just a small
Mhm.
group of people to make decisions. And the decision or the direction are made at the top of the organization, right? And it's distributed down the chain of command,
Mhm.
and this come with the pretty high hierarchical structure.
Mhm.
And certainly, the centralized system it works well with the small organization that only one is enough to oversee and direct everything, right? But for the big organizations or the high complexity organization, in order to rely on one person or small group of person order or to make the decision making is make the decision making speed is much slower, especially for if the organization it needs expertise from different area that single leader doesn't have all of those expertise or visions, right? So it's not possible for the organization to be success in the market or in the highly competitive global economy. And also when we give the power to one with the multiple hierarchy, it creates the high chance of the corruptions, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I think in the opposite side, let's say the decentralized or the flat organization that bring expertise of multiple people, right? And it gives like the same voice, the same value of the voice, right? So everyone can just focus on their expertise, right, to bring the value to the organization with the same goal, right? But there are no one that have the more power than other ones, right? So this is the concept of the real let's say the real democracy these days. So there are a couple of organizations that already apply this concept. From the flat organization that have been evolved these days or to the totally 100% democracy organization like that what we call DAO, the decentralized autonomous organization, right? So the reason that this kind of organization can do is because of the technology today, right? So with this low hierarchical, with this flat organization, it's not only to make the organization can really have a advantage in terms of the speed, right? It's also reduce all the inefficiency. It's reduce the cost. So those organizations can be have a effectively move in order to achieve the same goal. Because of each of the unit, they have their freedom to move, right? And there are no need to wait for the order from the high hierarchical, right? So the same things. This country, and I mean, in order to make the manage the country, right? So as we can already see that these 7 years, these past years, right, we have pretty much high centralized government system, right? So and you guys already can see the result that this
Mhm.
day what have been effect to Thailand. So So that's why I think the concept of decentralized to give the people to empower the people, right? In order for them to can be choose, can be voices, right? And can also the um, and can have an engagement in
Mhm.
each of the decision, important decision that affect to the country and affect to them is the key these days.
Mhm.
Mm. So the question is, who will benefit from decentralization and who will face disruption? Ka?
Okay. Um, let's say that when any change, any disruption came, the one who benefit from those disruption is always the people. For
Mhm.
example, right? I mean the people and the majority of the people, right? For example, one of the industries that have been high disrupted,
Mhm.
um, media industries,
Mhm.
and with the media disruption, you can see
Right.
even that, right? The
Mhm.
people benefit from that. The
Mhm.
people have power to choose what and when to watch,
Mhm.
right? The people have access to multiple sources from mainstream to nano influencers,
Mhm.
right? So, and then they can decide what is good for them, what is the fact, what is the truth, right?
Mhm.
So, let's say another good example is I think uh, recently pretty hot the financial industry.
Mhm.
The decentralized financial system is really give people um, it really give people to access, right? To
Mhm.
access to the many financial products that that the centralized system cannot do. For example, cryptocurrency and
Mhm.
token, those bring efficiency and transparency to from users, right? Between transaction for each of the user, the investor that brought small investor to the global market, right?
Mhm.
The chance to to build their wealth and to the organizations that have been benefit to those ecosystems that the
Mhm.
centralized financial system never achieved,
I
right? And
see.
also the next disruption that what I can think right now is like the
Mhm.
metaverse that make people can remotely engage
Mhm.
exclusively from
Mhm.
entertainment from so if the metaverse already been come right today we will like remotely and face to face right and the
Right.
people that watch us and feeling like okay we already in the same room something like that right
Yeah.
so the metaverse can bring the remote people to be remotely engaged from
Mhm.
entertainment, media, education, let's say wellness, business activities, or even the politics that
Mhm.
Thai Party right
Mhm.
now we are developing our metaverse project for the people engagement. And can you see every time when disruption comes, it's
Mhm.
benefit to the people, majority of the people. So that's why people already benefit and they change their behavior and their needs, right?
Mhm.
So the organization that have been impact from those change, let's say
Mhm.
it have both of their positive impact and negative impact, right?
Mhm.
So so the organization that have been positive impact, it's been the organization that can be transformed well, right?
Mhm.
In order to stay competitive.
Right.
So they transform from people, process, technology, something like that. And but the heart is also the people in that
ครับ
organization
ครับ
that need to be changed their mindset and change their process to work well in order to serve the people.
Dr. Tanti ครับ it has become apparent that we got like edtech, fintech, and now we're gonna have political tech or politics. And one of the technologies that we're gonna use is the blockchain. And can you give us some pictures, the perspective of some countries that have adopted blockchain or this kind like political tech to bring democracy or a decentralized government system? Some of the
Okay.
countries that already done this.
Yes. Let's say that the top political text trend in the world. It have like let's say that top three, right? And one of the first is that to bring the voice of the people, because of in this day, right, the democracy need to be transformed from the old world that is representative democracy, okay, that the people choose someone, right, and have come to the parliament and decide everything for them, right. But the new world, it's changed to be participatory or deliberate democracy, right? Because of the technology, because of the technology today that the people can voice through the system, right, in order to make them representative, to have information, to have to be the primary vote or even to be the real vote, right? So this is the first trend. And also another trend is like to bring the political activity to be electronic, like electronic election that can have more effective, more accuracy, and also have give the people more access to the voting. And also yes, Thai Sang Thai Party, we already start our political tech, right, to the global trend. We start our campaign called ส่งเสียงสร้างไทย send your voice to build a country that is like based on the decentralized or the blockchain voting system. And with this system, the voice of the people will not only matter only the day of election, like in the past or today. Okay, so voices matter only the day that make the election, and after all, some of the representative is not gonna listen to you anymore, right? So, but the people, yes, yeah, but the people will be the owner, the real owner of the party, right? To be the deal direct, the real one who direct the party from everything, from every major decision in politics, from help building the policy, and then when the MP, our member of parliament, go to the parliament, right? Every major vote, every major activities as a representative, the people can be order us from the application. Okay, and also I think this kind of system can also help transform a couple of government systems that this day is pretty ineffective, right? From help create efficiency of the government unit. The people can set the KPI of the government officer and the politicians, right? Even though the same KPI that make the people, the country better from like GDP or reduce the gap of the inequity, right? And also to monitoring what their representatives promise to them before go to the parliament, right? And track all the working. These things can do with the decentralized technology that bring the efficiency, bring the transparency to the system.
ค่ะดรธรรมธีค่ะ My name is Nina and I would like to ask you related questions about your what you were just saying earlier about developing this kind of infrastructure. So do you think that the Thai people are ready for that, as most part of Thailand and mostly Thai people, some of them are still living in rural conditions, for example, and they're in terms of access to infrastructure and technology for now is still hard for them to access. So do you think they are ready for that?
Okay, to be ready, I think there are two reasons. I mean, two factors. The first, as you said, infrastructure. And if you ask yourself that this day, any organization, any let's say any commercial organization, what you're gonna put between online media or offline media? Let's say 80% go to the online media, right? Because we know that majority of people is already been there, right? We cannot lie ourselves from excuse that, oh, okay, our system is not go to everyone, right?
But
But let's say that the Thai people, 50 million of Thai people have smartphone. Okay, this there are, and also the fact is that there are no system can be complete. Let's say that the online system, the electronic system, is coming to fill the gap. It's coming to the fill the gap that the old system cannot do, right? But certainly we need to use two systems together in the parallel, right? Because of and needs to really develop the more infrastructure to support that from have 50 million people on board, certainly target to be 100% people on board, but it may not happen soon, right? But in order to bring the online system, the electronic system, right, to today is like to fill the gap. Yeah, and another factor is also the people to adoption to the system, because of certainly at the old time, right, when the power is go to small group of the people, we see the problem, right? But right now, if the power go to the people, what we need to do the people is to educate. So in order to make a decision in a direction that impact to them both of the general direction or both of the technical direction, right? We need to educate the people. We need to have a people also, not only we educate the people, but the people need to educate among themselves too, right? To share the knowledge, to share the thought, to share the cause and the effect, right? So in order to go to the uh, I mean like the new way of the democracy, right? That people have more participation. I think we need to really see the use case that the people already ready in terms of both infrastructure and in terms of their activities. Yes.
what about elderly people? What about elderly people who cannot access to the technologies, for example? Or maybe some people who live in the rural area where internet is not even available.
Right. But as I said before, it's not being 100% for sure, but it's like each of the system fill the gap of each other, right? The people who cannot access to the internet, right? Sometimes I think it's the same people who cannot drive from their home to their election place, right? And you know how the percentage of the election people is pretty small in Thailand, right? We really need to see that why? Because of they don't want, because of they cannot, because they work in another different cities from their house, right? So that's why they need to travel back, right? So I'm sure that if the people have a new, have another new alternative to vote. Like you can also choose between go to the place, or you can choose to be electronic vote. Okay, it will be increase the number for sure. But as I said, that two systems need to be engaged together, right? But I think electronic vote is need little bit time to create a system to have people get used to it, right? But let's back to what Thai Sang Thai Party proposed today. It's not we are not there yet. We are not in the electronic yet. But right now we try to see the use case. We try to bring the innovation to make the people to engage with the political party, right? And we can see the use case that have been that will be benefit from this, and let's develop together between the party and the people.
Yeah, too bad that we ran out of the time already, but maybe next time, Dr. Rubin, I would like to join you to interview with Voice of the Nation again. So today, we're very delight to have you today with us. So thank you very much, Dr. Rubin. สวัสดีค่ะ
Thank you ครับ สวัสดีครับ